teaching you guys how to do programming a small mini calculator. Obviously there's no real graphical difference, it's just basic buttons and stuff. I can cover that sort of thing if someone requests it, but currently it's just the functionality that I'm going for and the setting up a layout. But yeah, that's just what this video is about, and I hope you enjoy it. Alright, hello there guys, and welcome back to another Python tutorial. So in the last video we went over setting up the interface for our program. In this video we're going to go over actually setting up the functionality, because obviously none of the buttons currently work. And to do that we need to write some functions. So to begin with, we're going to be writing a function that updates the equation. So we're going to go in under count. I'm going to add some functions in here. So define number, and we're going to take an x value into that. Now in this we're going to go our current is equal to our label text.get, because we have to get it this way because it's a string var. So it's you have to use a function to get it from that value. We're then going to go ahead and we're going to go the equation. So the equation is cur plus the incoming string, so whatever our label currently is, plus the incoming string of x, which is this one here, being passed into from the command that will be here, I guess. These ones here, the plus, minus, and times, and etc., will also probably do the same situation. They'll all pass a number as well, because that's just going to add them to the equation, which is how we're going to calculate stuff at the end, but you'll see in the future. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to go label text dot set, and we're going to set it to equation. And so now hopefully when we add in our values here, we should see them appearing. So what we're going to do first is we're going to go ahead and do the first one. So lambda number plus. So the reason I have to use lambda here is because if you just put the command in there that it's a function name, it's not going to be able to pass a value. So I won't be able to pass an x value into this, it'll just throw an error. However, using lambda lets me use a symbol. So we're going to have to go ahead and do that for all of them. So we've got lambda number minus lambda number, what's this one? Times. So now obviously for times it's a bit difficult because the x doesn't do times, you have to use a star. So we have to chuck a star in there, which makes our calculator look a bit funny because it doesn't have the x in it, but whatever. The way that I'm going to go over in the next video will sort of be able to negate this problem, because you'll be calculating it by yourself, sort of thing. So now I'm going to just go ahead and copy and paste this, because obviously it's going to take too long otherwise. So we're going to go ahead and put a division one in, and our decimal point one in, and our 0 one in. So we want to go 0, I'm going to go decimal point, I'm going to go division. Alright, so that's the simple part done. So theoretically now if we run this video script, so let me just move this over for you guys. Oh, why is it not letting me move it? There we go. Alright, so you can see if we hit plus minus, it adds it to the calculation at the top. And you can just keep going across. Obviously it bugs you out a little bit if you keep, oh Jesus, if you keep doing it, and pushes all the numbers apart, which is just an issue with this being extended rather than being wrapped or overflow. Right, So now the numbers get a little bit more complicated. So to add the command to them, we have to go lambda x equals count number x. So it's a little bit more of a complex equation. Obviously the lambda is still there just to pass the value into the function. The count, I believe, is the current number that it's looking at, and then the x value is just assigning it in to pass it in from here, I believe. Or it's just assigning it to that current iteration of that button. However, if we run this video and we test it again, you can see we can now add numbers in. Obviously, it's not going to work when we click equals because there's no calculate function currently. So let's go ahead and run our calculate function. So just to simplify the fact that just to simplify the writing of this calculate function, what we're going to go ahead and do is we're going to go answer equals eval, because that just evaluates the answer to your question. Eval of x, that works, x dot get, because we're going to be passing in label text, and so we're going to need to get the value from that label text. So if we go ahead now and we go down to the command here, we should be able to go lambda, obviously to pass in our value, calculate, and then we're going to pass in label text. Oh. Label text. Cool. So now we're passing in label text. We should theoretically be able to run our script, and it'll obviously give us our mini calculator. If I can move it, that'd be great, but apparently it's not going to let me. There we go. Alright, so we got 5 plus 5 equals, didn't work. I know what I didn't do. So we didn't do the second line of this. So we need to go label underscore text dot set answer. So it was doing the calculation in the back, I just wasn't updating the label there. So if we run that again, it's kind of already in the screen now, but that's fine. Move it over. So 5 plus 5 equals 10. 10 minus 2 equals 8. 8 times 2 is 16. And 16 divided by 3 is 5.333333 repeating. Obviously, it's now spacing it out a bit weird, but without making the label overflow, we aren't going to be able to fix that. I mean, I'm pretty sure it's reasonably easy to do that, or you could just limit it to how many decimal places you can put in the calculator. You could also just increase the size of the buttons here, and therefore the columns would be bigger and you'd have a larger area to be able to type in. Alright, so now we need to go into the last button. So our last button is this one here, which is C, which is our clear button. So as you can see now, if I bring this back onto the screen again, the problem that we have is when we do this, we can't clear the current question from there, and therefore we just have to sort of add on, we have to kind of do it ourselves to get rid of it back to 0. That broke because of the 0, I believe, but that's fine. Anyway, so define clear. We don't need to pass anything into this. We just need to test.set, sorry, not test.set, label text.set, and we want to set it to blank. So now when we go down to here, we want to call lambda, just so we can pass some variables at some point if we want to, and clear. Cool. So if we run this now, what we get, hopefully, if it works, there we go, is 5 plus 2 is 4, and we want to clear that, so we can do 3 times 5, which is 15, but then we need to know what 8 minus 2 is, and we can just continuously clear this. We can also do calculations. With let's go 8.2 plus 7.3, and it will calculate that as well. So that about does it for the current calculator code. I will be doing another video shortly, if not tomorrow or the next day, on more complicated ways to do calculations. Obviously, because this answer.eval or answer equals eval is a little bit simple, and also we can't edit the times here. So obviously the times, when it comes up in the display up here, is a star, not an X. It'd be nice to have an X there, and with the more complicated method to calculating, we can change that to an X, but I'll cover that in the next video. So thanks for watching, and I hope to see you next time. Bye bye. Alright, hello there guys. You've obviously made it to the end of the video, so you've obviously enjoyed it or had to watch the whole thing at least. So if you could consider subscribing, that would be a great help to my channel. If you have any suggestions for future videos, make sure to drop them in the comments below. Like the video to show your support to me, so that I can know whether you like the content that I'm making. And yeah, hope to see you in the